evening, ladies and gents, brothers and sisters. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Rhyme. I'm your girl, Lady B. By my side, Charlie Mack man in the building. We're going to have some great guests tonight. Antoinette is in the house. Charlie, can you contain yourself?
No, I can't. No,
I know you can't. Charlie, try to keep your composure tonight, okay?
You know Rahiem right there.
Okay, you better know it. You better know it. Little Sean is in the building tonight.
Sean is in the building. Hickeys on your neck. Hickeys on your neck. Hickeys on your neck like little Sean. Notorious B.I.G. birthday today too.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes.
Yes, I know we're gonna have a conversation about that. I forgot about that. And of course, Rahiem, make all the ladies scream, is in the building.
Yes, absolutely. Furious 5.
This is going to be a good panel tonight. We're talking about Behind the Rhyme. What's going on in our life? What's going on with this COVID? How you doing? Where you going? What's going on in your life? Kick it off, Charlie.
Hey, listen, I just want to welcome Antoinette, first and foremost, the gangsters in the building. I have nothing but the highest regard for you as a woman, the highest regard for you as an artist. It ain't to me. Let me tell you something. I got a young lady that I manage and cultivated. Her name is Miss Jade. I'm like, if you want to rock with me, you got to know who Antoinette is. And I'm gonna tell you, Miss Jade ain't no joke. But let me say something to you. Antoinette was putting it down and handling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was.
It all the way through.
With attitude.
With attitude, right? No, with style and grace too. With style and grace. She was always see that she wasn't a gangster, she's a gangstress. Wow. You know what I mean? Wow. Gangstress. You know what I mean? So listen, I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Your gift. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. It's amazing that it wasn't like your stem said you put out 55 albums. I'm saying, listen, that was an impact. Think about the impact of that. That you was able to impact like that and put out just a few pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if you'd have stayed in that thing all the way. Like I could imagine. I'm a stan. I ain't a fan. I'm a stan. You know what I mean?
He's dead serious about that.
No, she know. I've been telling her, but I don't think she know. But she gonna find out today. You gonna know. Okay. And then listen. Then I got my Brooklyn brother. You know what I mean? We toured together. You know what I mean? We toured together. My man, listen. Biggie's birthday today, and he actually put him. You know what I mean? Listen. He said, put hickeys on your neck like little Sean, Don Perignon, and it's on. Listen, Sean Penn, aka Behind the Rhyme, my brother in the building. That's my guy. His birthday is the day before mine, so it's nothing but love.
Somebody smiled.
We're twins. We're twins, but he came out a day before me. You know what I mean? And 3 years behind me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's a miracle.
And let me tell you something. Let's bring our other brother in. You know what I mean? This guy right here. You know what I mean? Rahiem. Make all the ladies dream, right? This is Furious 5 right here. I'm gonna tell you the first act I ever seen at the Civic Center be, listen, with Demroy Morgan and Rick James was Grandmaster Fashion of Furious 5.
I remember that show.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that Furious 5, right? Let me tell you something. To me, I'm saying, and of course, Rahiem got to tell me, but to me, the coldest cats in the business at that time in terms of posing was the Jacksons. They ripped it.
Yeah,
they ripped that.
Yeah, they did.
They ripped it. They went head. Listen to me.
No doubt they had the energy. That's for sure. Where did he go?
Yeah, he disappeared.
He disappeared on us. They're gonna bring him back.
But then listen, I got my brother. Yes, I'm saying, been down with Run DMC from day one. He's what you call day one for real. The Afros. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And also, you know what I mean, Mr. Who that? You know what I mean? You know, that's a side joke that we have.
Yo.
You know, DJ Hurricane, my guy. Welcome you all to Behind the Scenes.
Yo, peace and love, everybody. How y'all doing?
We good, Hurricane. How you living, man?
I'm good money right now.
You're looking good. Before we get into our thank you, baby. Before we get into our careers and everything that's going on, let's do a COVID check-in, if you will. Ladies first, Antoinette, how you dealing? And where are you, first of all? Where are you living at right now?
I actually live in upstate New York, so I'm still in New York.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't really been impacted too much. Okay. I do work. My job's still open, so I'm still working. A lot of us now remotely, but nothing really has stopped for me, except the fact that I was just getting back into the groove of the whole hip hop scene, and there's no more clubs open. any parties going on, no shows jumping off. So I'm just homebound, but I mean, all is well. My family's well. I have some friends that were definitely impacted. I have a few friends that passed away. I'm sorry, to say that has happened, and my heart is heavy. And right now, with everything going on, I mean, there's not even funeral services being held.
I know that's the hard part.
So, and that's the hard part, because there's no, final goodbyes and no closure for people who love these people. It's like they're just gone. And so I think the whole situation is really, really sad. Like I said, I'm just blessed and fortunate that I'm okay, and that my children and my family's okay.
Well, we're happy to hear that.
We're happy to hear that.
Definitely.
DJ Hurricane, how you living, man?
I'm good. I'm like everybody else. I'm in the house. I'm ready to go hang out, go outside and do something. But I'm gonna lay low until they say it's time to go.
All right.
Just like
let me
Antoinette
see if I can try it.
Somebody that we know. And it's been tough, man. Charlie, we've been through a lot in our times. We've never been through this.
Never.
Yeah.
This is like
this is new.
Hopefully this is just like a once in a lifetime experience. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
Yeah, it's not what you call it's not a good time. It's really isn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And B, Hurricane is actually in Atlanta.
Yeah. I relocated in Atlanta. So all my family's still in New York. So I'm always checking in on my mom, my brothers and sisters.
Everybody good?
So far, everybody good.
That's good. Thank God. Thank God for that. Why in the world would you go down to Atlanta?
Well, it was a smart business decision on my behalf.
Okay.
When I was young in New York, I thought it was nothing else but New York. I ain't care about nothing else. I ain't leaving. I don't care. They could have told me Godzilla was coming. They could have Hollis Crew. They could have told me Godzilla was coming. I'd have been like, so what?
So what? I'm staying here.
Come to Hollis, right?
Yeah, you already know. Yeah, so you get older, you make man decisions. You know what I mean?
How long you been down here now?
Well, I had a house here since like '93, but I was living in LA from like '93 to like '96. Then I went back to New York, and then I finally started staying in this house out here, like the end of the '90s.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you love it? You became a Southern hospitality young man?
No, son, I still got my New York accent, D. The New York accent ain't going nowhere, man. Forget about it.
Can't let it go?
Nah, I can't let it go, man. Hollis Crew, you know how we do.
On the real, man, speaking of COVID in Georgia, I want you to be careful down there, man, because your governor is out of control, just opening things up too fast, in my opinion. So.
Oh, yeah, he's off the chain. They need to just go ahead and snatch him up out the office. Him and Trump. Both of them got to go.
I know.
So how's it been? Have you been outside?
Yeah, I go out in the backyard. I make my little store run. I make my store runs and go to the backyard.
Have people been coming out like in abundance? I'm saying, have people been out?
Yeah, people have been out. They're in the parks. And some DJ just posted something and tagged me that he was doing a day party this weekend.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, why you didn't tag me with that?
Yeah, don't even send me that. I don't even want you to send me that.
Right. I'm not going to a day party.
I'm not going to be the test gloves.
What you say?
He said, "Do you got on mask and gloves when you send me that? Did you sanitize that before you send me? Don't send me nothing. Don't send me nothing this way because you're ignorant."
For real.
Yeah. Anybody that's getting together right now got some problems, man. Some serious problems. So can we get Rahiem and so we can say hello to the brother?
Well, I think they're trying to get them together. We got a little Sean. Let's find out what's happening.
All right, let's find out what's going on with Sean. Go ahead, Charlie.
Little Sean, what you been doing in the COVID situation? How you been getting through?
I don't see him.
Sean.
They'll add him in. Sean. Can we get Sean?
Hello, can we get Sean? Okay, all right, cool. So let's
he's had some issues too, so let's continue our conversation.
Absolutely. So, all right, B, how are you doing? What are you doing? How are you doing in this COVID situation? What's going on with you?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I usually don't jump it. Y'all usually don't check on me, but yeah, here I am. We've been doing this for 5 weeks now. It's the first time they asked me how the hell I was doing. Well, let me tell y'all.
Wow.
Wow. No, on the real, I'm still doing my radio show every day, 2 to 7, drive time, and I've been doing it from my crib. I've been doing it right here in my basement, staying out the way, staying safe, trying to keep people informed on where they can get a meal, where they can get some money, where they can get some help, how they can protect their children, how they can help their children with this virtual school. It's a lot going on in Philadelphia, but I will say for the most part that our numbers are starting to go down because we are paying attention. At least our generation is. But them young fools in Philadelphia are still, you know, still passing blunts and still standing on corners. We got to do something about that. But me, myself, I've been actually busier during this pandemic than ever before. I just got off the air at 7 o'clock. I did a show before this one, and now I'm here with you guys. It's this whole virtual thing is deep. I don't know how Charlie Mack is keeping up his schedule because all he's doing is talking, and I just can't. I just signed on with y'all tonight. Like, man, I'm tired of talking. Like, I've been talking since 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, wow.
But I've been real busy and I've been safe. I live with my 80-year-old uncle, best roommate ever. That's my ride or die, and I definitely don't want anything to happen to him. So I ain't having no company. I ain't making no noise. I'm just staying to myself. Whatever the kids need, I take it to the door and give it to them, and they can keep it on moving. So everybody in my family, my immediate family is safe so far. None of us have been sick. I did have a cousin that we lost last month, and I just had an elderly aunt pass away in Florida, not due to COVID. She was just 90, in her 90s, and it was her time. But it is hard having a death, like Antoinette said, around this time. You can't even have a funeral. Like, I can't go hug my family and stuff. That's pretty rough. But man, I'm just staying out the way and bringing that best old school music that I can every day for 6 hours.
Philly? Are you still in Philly?
Yes, I am, sir. Philly girl forever.
You ain't going nowhere.
They ain't gonna let me go nowhere, I don't think.
This lady be country right here.
Right.
Yeah, they not. They gonna. I don't think I can ever get out of this town. I don't even think I could syndicate and come back. They ain't having it.
No.
I feel you.
So, so Hurricane. Let me ask a question. How is it down there now? I'm saying in terms of what the Ahmaud Arbery situation, like right now today. I know they arrested them. Did they still are they still locked up, or did they make bail? Because I know I heard they was raising money for him.
Yeah, they raising money. Another dude just got arrested today. The dude,
yeah, you know the guy that shot the
video. He got arrested.
He got arrested today, Charlie.
Yeah, and
charged with murder.
Yeah, that's good. And, you know, a lot of people think that that's like in Atlanta, but it's actually like 5 hours away from Atlanta.
Wow. What city?
It's in Brunswick. Like it's not even close.
Where they could actually shoot and kill them and think they're gonna get away with it.
Basically. Right.
Georgia.
Yeah. That's how the rednecks do up there. You know what I mean? You know, the police is down with it, the DA down with it.
Well, they probably it's basically like not Gomer Pyle. What's the show back in the day where the guy he owned a grocery store, he was the sheriff, Mayberry.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like their own little town.
Yeah. They do everything. They govern themselves.
Yep, exactly. Govern themselves. That's how they get down.
Yeah,
my only brother's in Atlanta, and the first time I went to see him, he used to work at Morehouse. And the first time I went down there, I saw a sign that said, "If you're darker than this sign, then don't come past."
What?
This marker right here. At first, I thought it was a joke, but it was dead ass real. And I'm like, whoa.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, why the hell you go down there?
Well, actually, the city of Atlanta is pretty black.
Oh yeah, it is.
Like the police is black. The judges
it's chocolate
are black.
City. Atlanta's chocolate city for sure.
You know, so I live like I don't live on the outskirts, way out nowhere. I'm in the city of Atlanta. You know, like my best friend is like the police chief. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm very well plugged. So I ain't worried about these crackers like that. Wow. But like in Atlanta, you are straight up, it's a black city. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Everything. You're gonna be treated good.
I rock out with it, man. I have fun when I go down there to visit. I do.
Yeah, I enjoy myself as well.
But Georgia is another story.
Antoinette, I want to jump in with you real quick. I want to know. Tell me about. I'm saying that kind of like the vacation, or I mean, you would know better. I'm saying vacation from when you last did your last record till now to releasing and going at the music business again. What actually did it for you? I know you had kids, raising your children, but was it a forced choice, or was it something that you just wasn't feeling the music business no more?
Well, actually, I figured you probably would ask that. And a lot of people were asking the question, like, what happened to her? Because I just up and disappeared.
You were too ill. You were too ill.
So the story is kind of long.
Okay.
I did write a book about my life so people could understand what made me walk away and what's making me return now.
Okay.
So, I mean, back then, just to give you, a quick synopsis, I was getting ripped off. I was a young girl. Right. I had a passion for hip hop. Wow. So when I was in high school, I used to just battle guys, banging on school lunch tables, banging on cars in the parking lot, you know, and it was my passion. I loved it. And so all of a sudden you have an opportunity to be heard by the masses and somebody offers you a record contract. I have no idea what a contract really even is. You know, I'm signing my life away. Wow. And I attempted, somebody said, you know, well, you have to at least get a lawyer. Being young, I attempted to get an attorney, and I told the guy that I was signing with, hey, I have to get an attorney to look at this. And I was so young and gullible that he says to me, his friend was like an attorney. Wow. And go over it with me. Wow. And so he kind of went over each paragraph and read it to me, and it seemed okay. And I signed my life away. I was 18 years old. Wow. Fortunately for me, what happened, and everything happened so quick. So I think it was September. I created a demo tape for I Got an Attitude. We was gonna shop this demo. The demo tape was taken to Next Plateau Records, and based off the story that I was told, Herbie was in the next room when they were playing it, and he was like, "Who is that? You know, I want her on my compilation album." So he heard the demo in September, and my record was the first off his album in November. So that's how quick it happened. And at first I was excited, completely elated, and then I realized I had people around me making much more money off of me than I was making off myself. Wow. Yeah. And I had a decision to make. I was a teenage mom, so I had a little daughter. Got it. She didn't understand that your mother, people are looking at her, and I'm in Word Up magazine, and you know, and everything. But yet, and still, my bank account's not adding up to this publicity. Got it. So now I'm saying it's not like I'm unintelligent or anything. I'm going to go to school and I'm going to get me an education because I'm going to make it one way or the other. Wow. And so that's why I walked away from hip hop and decided to go for a career. Wow. Instead, in another industry. So how long did it take you to actually get out of the deal, like clean out of the deal that you had your, you had your freedom, if you will, back? Oh, well, I was a breach of contract. I walked away. It's been so many years. That man ain't looking for me. Right. So you never actually got a release. I never actually got a release. Wow. Never. And I'm thinking that he actually may be dead now. Wow. Wow.
Well, even if he isn't, there's a statute of limitations, and that's well past that.
So it better be by now.
Okay, trust us. So the career, let me ask her a question. So Antoinette, the career worked out for you. How old is your daughter now?
My oldest daughter, 34.
All right. How is she, first of all?
I'm sorry.
How is she?
Oh, she's doing well.
She's
good. Doing very well.
That's good.
I'm very proud of her because, you know, as a teenage mom back then, that was another part of my story. It's kind of like people wrote you off. Right. You know, I remember riding the bus one day and it was an elderly woman on the bus and she's looking at me. I'm holding my daughter and she's, oh, baby's having babies. Oh, you know, man. And my grandmother, she actually encouraged me because she told me, she said, you know, people will judge you because you have your baby in your hand, but they don't judge the ones that lay up on tables and kill it. You're doing an honorable thing in the sight of God. So when you go outside, you hold your head up.
That's right.
And that is exactly what kept me going when I was younger. It pushed me to get an education. And my daughter today is doing extremely well and just started her own company. Teaching young kids and teens, well, elementary school and teens, financial literacy.
All right, that's what's up. Now let me say this
because that we need to know.
Yeah. That's right. Yes, we do. And let me just say, sister to sister, you don't look like the mother of nobody 34 years old. You look amazing.
Oh, yes, I agree. I agree.
And now you're 100%. Ready to come back. Tell us about the comeback. What are you doing now? How are you coming back and making this re-entry into hip hop? What are your plans, girl?
Okay, so right now I'm just working on my material, especially now with the whole COVID thing. I'm wondering if the whole summer is just going to be a bust because I think that even when they open things up, people will be very skeptical. So I'm just really working hard on my material to get it out there. And as soon as things open up a little bit, I'm just going to go right on in there and I'm ready to do shows. I actually did a show, I think last March. Did you do it in Atlanta?
Did you do that? Did you perform in that all-female show in Atlanta?
No, I didn't perform. I was there. I went there with Nikki D.
Got it.
Yeah, so I was there with Nikki, and so it was great to be in the building and to actually reconnect with everyone, and that was the whole thing. And what's interesting is your perception is your reality.
Mm.
So when I walked away from hip hop, I thought people didn't care about me. It didn't matter whether I was there or not. Because when you're getting hurt and stuff, you think that that little circle that you're in and the way you're being treated, that's the masses.
No, girl.
The same perception that the masses have about you. So I walked away and I didn't look back. And I was like, you know what? Because I was in the industry that I loved that didn't love me back. That's how I felt.
Wow.
And when I came back, and I remember I went to Foxwood Casinos, Red and Meth was performing. And when I went to their show, and Meth brought me out, and he was like, you know, in Rottweiler, when I say I used to battle crews back when Antoinette had an attitude, you know, this is Antoinette.
Wow.
My favorite female rapper.
Yes.
It blew me away. I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
You know, to be embraced by them like that. And I'm like, wow. And then I went to Rahim's Don't Sweat the Technique tour. And he brings me out there and he's like orally, potent, lethal.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he knew it word for word, you know? And I was like, I realized, and Busta Rhymes, same thing, you know, caught me up in a bear hug, talking to me, you know, and he was like, you don't know. He said, I inspired him. He had my picture on his wall. And I was like, wow. See, you don't know the people that you touch until you communicate with the people. So that little small circle I was in, and it really was one individual that was bad, you know, the person that I signed with. That really was about myself. And
you signed with Next Plateau, right?
Hip hop.
Yeah, she did. She said that she signed. Yeah, she signed with Next Plateau.
2 albums, right?
I had 2 albums.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I remember that.
And little did you know, there was a bunch of people that felt like Charlie that was just crazy about you.
When I come back 30 years later and people are still checking for me, it means the world to me.
I know that's right.
That's amazing that you weren't aware of that. That's amazing, because even in a space and time where you had a bad contract, I'm saying you still was going out and you were performing shows. And I know anybody I talk to, like, let me say something to you. The reason you understand it. They said you were as big as your last record. I'm saying you left out still being the thing. I don't curse, you know what I mean? But you left out being, handling your business. So people are going to really receive you that way. They're going to receive you in a way that you left out. You left out being it. You handled your business. And then you got to think about it. They were comparing you to one of probably the best MC at that point in time as a female. So that was pretty admirable.
Yo, brothers had much respect for her. You hear me? And still do to the day. You heard what she just said. Much respect. And as a sister in hip hop, that ain't something that comes easy. Let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me tell you. So
How'd you feel about the comparison of you to Rahiem? How'd you feel about that?
Actually, I was excited about it. I was so happy because that was the first time, because I was a hip hop head. That was the first time that a female came out and they compared them to their male counterparts.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody else.
Rahiem, let's be clear.
That's what they used to hear. Like, she was a rapper to a girl.
Let's be clear, Rahiem. Not just a rapper, Rahiem.
Right, well, Rahiem, especially at the time,
What? And a lyricist.
Exactly. Because like I said, I was so used to hearing she's good for a girl. That's what I used to hear. Like, she's a good rapper for a girl. And then they used to want you to battle girls, but because there wasn't that many females in my school that rhymed, I just battled guys. So I guess that's why it was easy to hear them, because that's all I knew.
So you was eating all the guys up?
Yes, I was.
You was eating them all, eating all the guys up?
Ripping them down.
So if you wanted to be taking it back with you.
Woo.
All right now.
Listen, I want to welcome in Rahiem. I want to welcome in Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky had a little technical difficulty last week, but he's here all the way from Patty. From Patty.
Mr. Funky, what time is it in Patty?
Gotta be 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, we can't hear him.
Turn your mic on.
Turn your mic on.
Turn your mic on. Yeah, turn your mic on.
Oh, they gotta help him out with the microphone. I thought I saw Rahiem, but I guess
Rahiem was there.
Rahiem was there. Oh, that's all right. This is like those commercials. I can't hear you. Turn your mic on.
Hey, so while that's happening, Biggie, I don't know if you know. So Harry King has this room in his home called Jay's Hat, right? Where he has MS Jay's hat, and he has people come in there and take a picture with him. And so tell us about that.
Well, actually, Jay's Hat, before quarantine, I already had a show in my house called Jay's Hat. So basically, I have Jay's hat, his actual hat that he wore in Beach to the Round. So the hat is in a glass case, and I have like Ice Cube come by, and I'll get on the turntables. Yo, this DJ Hurricane, boom, 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 boom. My man just pulled up. Ice Cube will come walk up the stairs. I'll throw on Straight Outta Compton. He'll go right into it, start performing a verse, and then we'll stop and we'll chop it up. And then I say, yo, we got Jay's hat right here in this glass. You want to put it on? He's like, hell yeah. He put the hat on. I go right to another joint that he did, right? And boom, like the show, like the clippings I was doing, I'm doing was only like 10 minutes performance, maybe like a 5-minute interview, because people's span is not that long on the internet.
Right.
So I've had everybody from Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Cypress Hills, Run DMC, Rahiem, Big Daddy Kane, Yo-Yo, Lady of Rage. I got like 50 shows in pocket. You know what I'm saying? So
that's so dope.
I'm way ahead of everybody else when they doing their little shows right now, the performances and stuff. And right now I'm building an app called Jay's Hat Radio.
Got it.
So it'll be a 24-hour hip hop station, and like once a week you'll be able to see the performances that I did upstairs for Jay's Hat. So it's
that
crazy.
touches my heart. There's a picture of me and Jay on my desk right now. It stays there. I look at him every day. I sit down to work. That was my man Potts, and oh man, you don't even know. But yeah, that's my picture on my desk is me and Jay and the hat. And
that's dope. Yeah, so that's how we doing it, and it's going to set off. Hopefully we can get Antoinette to come through out of retirement.
I was about to say that.
I was getting ready to say that. That could be her first joint out.
Yeah, matter of fact, Rahiem came by as well. I don't see him right now, but Rahiem came by and ripped it.
Right.
He did his thing. So
you gotta get Antoinette, you gotta get Mr. Funky, you gotta get Lil Sean, all of them come down.
Oh, absolutely. With my show, like you have to at least have like 10 years experience of, in the game.
Hey,
they got
when I say 10 years, like you have to at least be in the game or was in the game 10 years ago.
You might need to move that number because everybody out here got north of 25, at least 20 years.
You got to bump that up a little bit, man. Bump that up to 30.
Move that number up. Yeah, move that number up.
You know what? I said 10 years, but that's my fault. I meant to say you have to be a classic guy or female in hip hop to come to Jay's Hat. We're not
Rahiem,
doing
you there?
This is for us.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying? Rahiem, you working?
Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Now we can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Yo, Mack, can you hear me?
I can, brother. I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Y'all there. We got our brother, Mr. Funky. We got Rahiem. Rahiem, I actually posed a question to you. I said, when I first seen you, you were at the Civic Center, 34th and Civic Center Boulevard in Philadelphia. It was you. It was your group. It was, I believe, Denroy Morgan. And it was Rick James. And the question I asked was, prior to y'all, the person I knew had the most swag in the group was the Jacksons. Did y'all actually become like that hip hop Jacksons with the poses and stuff? Because wasn't nobody proud of y'all. With the raccoon tails, the leather, the spikes.
No, like, the fringes, the fringes.
Y'all brought swag to it before swag is even a name. So tell us about that.
Well, as far as the way that we dressed on stage and stuff, that was as a result of there's a video of us on stage performing in New York at this club called Bonds International. It was in Manhattan. And we opened for this punk rock group called The Clash. And The Clash were major, like tremendously big at the time.
Yes.
And it was predominantly white audience. In fact, we were the only black people in the spot, us and maybe our three black guests. And so we standing up there on the stage and we had on these velvet like suits with rhinestones on them and stuff, and we were pelted with all kinds of stuff like debris, anything that the audience could. They was going to the bar ordering drinks to throw
at you.
Yeah. So as a result of that, we felt like we needed to dress more like superheroes. We wanted to come across like superheroes on the stage. And so we felt like the only way to come across like superheroes were to wear costumes. So we got with Sylvia Robinson's niece, and she was designing our costumes at first. and then we met another guy through her. His name is Mickey Stevens, and Mickey Stevens went on to design costume. He designed the bad jacket for Michael Jackson.
Got it.
He
Right.
designed He designed Eddie Murphy's Raw outfit. He designed Rick James outfits, and he also just recently designed all of the wardrobe in Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's the man responsible for putting on all them fringes and stuff.
Some raccoon tails.
Facts.
And fringes. Hey, man. Go ahead, B.
Rahiem, where are you living right now?
At the moment, I am in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Right before this pandemic hit, my partner and I we used to have a production company, and we were staff producers working under Teddy Riley in the 90s when he was working with Blackstreet. And so my partner Jody and I, we reconnected, and he's part owner of a hotel, and so we have a restaurant/lounge that's connected to the hotel that we're renovating, and we intend to open once people are feeling safe about being around each other again.
So you're going to stay down in Virginia?
I'm gonna be back and forth between Virginia and somewhere else. I don't know where else.
Okay. How are you doing during this pandemic, man? How you living? What you doing?
Well, I'm definitely adhering to all of the protocols of social distancing, and I have a box of masks, and I have a bag of gloves, and I don't leave home without them.
There we go.
All right.
You know, when I go in the street, I am masked and I'm gloved, and I don't touch anything or anyone, and I'm home alone, so I don't have to worry about anyone coming from outside contaminating me, or me coming from outside contaminating anyone. So
yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good time to be alone. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a good time to be by yourself.
Yeah, it is a good time to be by yourself. It's a little, it's a little challenging if you're not used to being alone. You know what I mean? But it's for the best. It's for everyone's health and safety. One of my nieces just recently passed away a few days ago. She didn't have COVID, but she had symptoms that were kind of like COVID, and she was more like a sister to me than my niece. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're definitely my players for sure.
Yeah. It's a hard time to say goodbye to a loved one. We were just saying
Antoinette.
that. Yo, can we talk about Mr. Funky all the way from Paris?
Yes. Merci beaucoup.
Right.
What time is it there, good brother? What time is it there? That's what I want to know.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
Shizzles. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. Okay, Paris.
It's cool. It's cool. Actually, I'm I live in the South, but I'm in Paris right now. I'm actually on my way back to the States. So
how long have you been there?
I just got to Paris tonight.
Oh, okay. I thought you had been here through the whole pandemic and whatnot.
No. I was in the South France. I was in the South. I was in Toulouse.
You're in the south of France. That's what. So you live in the south of. You live in the south of France, correct?
Yeah. Facts.
So LeBron said, "I'm gonna take my talents to Miami." You said, "I'm taking mine to the south of France."
Oh man, I've been all over though. To be honest, everybody always asks me why did I bounce?
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's actually a little bit easier for me to do my work. The projects that I had going on at the time, because I was doing things in Amsterdam, I was working with people in Germany, and I was working with people in France. I did a solo project out there, and then I A&R'd a bunch of projects, and I did like post-production on a lot of people's projects and stuff out there. So it was just easy for me to do that in that regard. For the most part, if you want to know what it's like,
that's what I was going to ask. Thank you.
You got to be specific. You have to be specific because it's too much information. I'm telling you, we'll be here all night.
Okay, so like, what's the hip hop vibe like right now?
Hold on, first thing first, Lady B.
No need to bow down. I bow down back at you.
Antoinette, I know better.
He said, Antoinette, I know better.
Okay, come on, man. Beastie Boys is that's one of my first tapes. That and Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, come on, Rob. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Come
right.
on. That goes what I'm saying. All right.
There you go.
So,
We received that now.
it
What
would
the
be on
world
me
is
if it
going
wasn't for
on?
that guy in the bottom left corner. So let's keep that. Let's keep that facts. All right, go ahead, Mac. I'm sorry. Go ahead, B. I'm sorry.
So I just want to know, like, what's the hip hop scene like there in the south of France? Like, is it anything like home?
Well, you have to understand, France. We got a couple of states in the United States that's bigger than France, so it's not like it's super huge. They got maybe about 150 million people, and the hip hop scene is, well, you know that like classic hip hop music is probably more popular outside of the United States than it is in the United States. I mean, I think now people are just getting to the point where it's actually level because you have a lot of Europeans that listen to trap and, you know, a lot of the new wave stuff that's coming out. So the hip hop scene is alive and well. A lot of you have a lot of purists over there. A lot of people that believe that hip hop is only supposed to go a certain way.
Right.
And I mean, and they don't listen to anything else. If it's not like underground, like remember how it was in like the early '90s, Mac, when it was all about like just whatever wasn't being played on the radio. They're very adamant about stuff like that.
Underground.
But they got their own set of trap stars too. So it's like, you know, they got their own. Trust me, I know a couple of them cats. It's real over there. France is the #2 market for hip hop in the world, right behind America.
Wow.
Wow.
So we have both sides of the spectrum, just like in the States. The only thing is, you might run up on a 15-year-old tomorrow who knows who Grandmaster Flash is.
Yeah, that's what I found. Like, they're very serious about their hip hop history.
Yeah. They're
more so than here.
When we're on the road, I guess it's not really a big deal. It's just a byproduct of being old. But when we're on the road, we have people who bring their sons and their daughters to our shows, like their daughters, like they grew up listening to us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing to be able to do what we do after so long. I signed my first. I was a kid. I signed my first contract with Marley. Lord signed January 12th, 1991. So, I mean, we got 29 years now, coming up on 30 years next year.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, man.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
So Ann told us you were about to go on tour with Onyx, and right before this madness popped off.
So legendary tour.
Yo.
Was that heartbreaking or what?
Well, it's not the first tour canceled. The thing about this business, like you have to develop some thick skin and you have to be resourceful and resilient.
You ain't lying, bro.
You have to constantly be creating, no matter what. Always thinking of something, not necessarily something new, but something else. So it's
Something
like
different.
There's something else. There's something else.
Yeah.
There's something else.
I mean, it's one of those things that happens, man. I'm not tripping. My agent was on it though. Shout out to Carlos from Lafro. Yo, you did it, my dude. He got the whole entire tour moved to September. Now that's tentative, depending on if they open up. But from the list of things, we doing a little better over on this side than y'all doing over there, because y'all got like I don't know.
How are y'all doing over there? How is
There's
it
a child in the cockpit, huh?
How are y'all doing over there in the COVID state? How are y'all doing right now?
Per capita is nowhere near what it is in the States. And I think because we have more people who are wearing masks and social distancing and doing all of this stuff, it's like
compliant. We call it compliant. We call it compliant.
Exactly. But see, here's the thing: you ride a double-edged sword, kind of, so to speak, when you're talking about, because when people start talking about their freedoms, there's this blindness that comes over people. It's like, my freedom, and then they just lose their damn mind. This is why everything, you have to understand, everything is a slippery slope to some of these people. You know, it's like, weed is the gateway drug. No, it's not. No, when you agreed to smoke crack, but never mind that. Like, we're always this close to damn pandemonium, and all it takes is for enough people to just have an anxiety attack. It's crazy. Like, it's at this point where you get to see who really can survive under pressure.
Ain't that
like listen, the criminal system doesn't know who I am. Okay, I've never been put in prison. I'm claustrophobic.
Me either.
But I can tell a lot of dudes don't know how to do time, man. Dudes is slapping their wives, they beating the hell out of these kids, they going outside and telling the police. I've been watching the police brutality and everything that's been going on, like in New York, and these cops wilding out, beating the hell out of people, and none of that shit happened. I don't mean to get off on a rant too, Mac, but
no, go ahead.
No, that's what it's for. That's what we're here for.
None of that shit happened, bro. But I'm not Christian, but I seem to remember a passage about no weapon formed against me. Like, we as black people love to equip the enemy with things like the word nigger. What does it matter to you what they call you? What matters is what's written on your check. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to sacrifice morals and values for any type of material gain. But what I'm saying is, we have to stop giving people weapons to use against us. Our homeboy can say nigga 57 times in a minute, and we don't blink. But if a white person says nigga, we lose our mind as if we did not know that they've been saying that their whole life. We always act surprised when there's these acts of racism, when there's these acts of discrimination. There's always surprise and a need to march. I don't get that. I don't get that. My thing is, if they want me to, okay, I know that I'm behind enemy lines. We all need to understand that we're behind enemy lines. Okay, there is a concerned, conscious, and relentless effort to emasculate, eradicate, eliminate, and anything else that starts with an E, to the black man.
Erase.
Anything starts with an E. Knowing this, we should move more. I don't want to, for lack of a better word, military minded, and not in the sense of going out and shooting police. We're outnumbered. That's stupid. But you have to kind of be more strategic in the way you move. If I know that driving without insurance is a way that you can lock me up and take away my freedom, I'm gonna pay that little $200-300, yo. It's not worth the hassle you're gonna have to go through speedball and you get pulled over by these police because they can whack you. If I know for a fact that they want you to wear these masks, two things. One, you see, it's like we look at these white people wilding out on police. Why the fuck did you pull me over? All this shit. And the police talk just as nice. They walk away without a scratch. The young white boy that went in that church down south and killed all of those people, they bought dude a sandwich. You are behind enemy lines. They will not treat you like they treat friendlies. So you have to move different. Black people in America think that it's like we still believe that if we dress nice, smell good, have manners and etiquette, you know, that somehow we're going to be more accepted by these people. The answer is no. You're a monkey in a suit. You're a monkey in a Lambo. You're a monkey in a Bentley. It does not matter. It does not matter. And the only difference between us and the black people all around the world is that we still fight a little bit. We still got a little bit of fight in us. Like, I get that part, but we have to be smarter. If I know for a fact that I just saw 3 clips of somebody getting beat up or somebody getting shot for not wearing a mask or for talking slick to the police, I'm not going to talk slick, yo. I'm going to do whatever humanly possible to get that motherfucker out of my face, son. That's what I'm going to do. It's like the key is to get away from them. Like, it's not to be up in their face and trying to do the same things that white people do when they're around them, because you're not white. Like, I'm my bad. I don't mean to go off, man.
No,
But like,
I like that.
I see how people thinking that we can.
How you feel about what he said?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I see too many people thinking that they can move like that, man. You know, and we can't.
Let's get some opinions on what you just said. Antoinette, how do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, if you have insurance, they still sometimes pull you over and for no reason treat you a certain way, especially young black men. You can have everything in order and it doesn't matter. It's just the color of your skin that matters. So, I mean, yes, I'll agree. Just because you have on a suit doesn't mean that you're going to be accepted, because hate is real and it runs deep. But as the mother of 2 young black men, every time my kids go out the house,
I was about to ask you that.
I'm concerned.
Right.
Sure.
Fact.
I have a little grandson. I'm concerned for him walking down the street, because the cops are doing things to these young black men for no reason, none, and they rip them of their rights. They take their rights away. They want to search them if they say, you know, officer, am I being detained? If it was a young white man, a young white kid, they let him go. Say, no, you're free to go. But a young black one, he's resisting arrest, or he did something crazy. They want to detain him and they want to hold him. And it's unfortunate and it's unfair. But there's not too much that, you know, as an individual we can do. And yes, I understand about the whole military part, because at some point you got to stand up. That's how I feel. You got to stand up. So I understand the protest. The problem is there's nothing behind the protest. So it's great when you get upset and you get riled up and you go outside and you walk up and march up and down the street for a week. But what do you really do? So right now you have stores that are shut down. We are patronizing these establishments and making people rich. When do we come together and stop doing that? If we want to protest, hit them where it hurts. It's a capitalistic society. The only thing they understand is dollars and cents, and we spend a lot of our money.
We're the biggest consumers in the world, but we
exactly. So the whole thing, we have more power than what we think, but we won't stand together for that. That's my problem.
That mental.
Thanks, man.
Hurricane, how you feeling about that?
I mean, I loved everything Antoinette just said. I mean, she hit it right in the nose. You know what I mean? The only part I probably would disagree with FUNKE is that with the nigger part. The reason why I say, you know, I don't like to use the N-word that much anyway, but if my homeboy came to my crib and was like, hey, what's up, my nigga? You know, that shit don't bother me because I know he loves me. You know what I'm saying? But if I go outside to a store and a white man says to me, like, nigga, what's your problem? I already know he's saying that with
hatred.
With very hatred and anger, and he really just want to lynch me. You know what I'm saying? So
if that's he's that comfortable saying that to you, if he's that comfortable saying that to you as a black man, if he's that comfortable in his skin to say that to you, he got a gun on him,
right?
And he's ready for you to whisper at him,
exactly,
bring you down.
Exactly. Right. That's why, as a man, as a black man, when a white man say that, you flip out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I don't know who the fuck you talking to. It's way different than if you're homeboy, you with your homeboy and y'all laughing. And, well,
the bottom line is who is saying it and how it's said and what's the meaning behind it.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't compare the two.
Okay, all right. So all respect.
You know
DJ
what?
Harry.
To be an example, check it out.
Hey, Funky, I
One more thing. One more thing.
I want to finish this statement. Go ahead.
Like one more thing. Like me and the Beach Boys, you know, we've been on tour forever. You know, so these are my friends. But they can never say, Hurricane, my nigga, what's up?
Right.
It's different.
And they're your brothers.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. It's different for me. May not be different for you. But for me, it's different. It's gonna hit me different.
Yeah, it hits different. Rahiem.
Okay, I just want to say one thing real quick.
Because I want you to come back here.
Go ahead.
Rahiem.
Yes.
What's your feeling about that?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never been arrested. I've been arrested, but I've never done any time in jail, in prison, or anything like that. I pay very close attention to the climate of racial tension in the country, and I'm very disturbed by it. I'm even more disturbed by the assault that the police have, put out on people of color nationwide, and protesting hasn't resolved anything for us. It hasn't gotten us anything. We've been protesting since the 60s, and here we are today in 2020, and we still protesting. So, the very definition of insanity is the perpetual, undertaking or doing of something, expecting a certain result and getting a different result each time. You're doing this perpetually. So we've been perpetually, continuing in this cycle of insanity, basically protesting. And so now it's time to protect yourself. Like, I'm not a Christian. I mean, all respect due to everyone who believes, in the Christian doctrine and all of that. But I'm of the mindset that if you kill my dog, you better watch your cat.
Got it.
Heard that.
Got it. Just a question to the room. Do we feel like Black Lives Matter movement has been effective? That's the question to the room.
It depends. Effective at what, Mac?
Well, the objective is, I guess, galvanize us together as a group, right, and stand in a united front. Saying,
no.
Okay.
I say no.
No.
All right, everybody can answer it at one time. Come on, Mr. Funky, you first.
No, I mean, if you want to let one of them go, it's cool. I could wait. But I just feel like, first thing first, DJ Hurricane, all respect, bro. I respect your opinion. It was just a hypothetical. Like me and my brothers, we police each other. Like we don't do that. Like we're called Lords of the Underground for a reason. Like we respect each other. Like I love those dudes. Those are my brothers. I've spent more time with those two people than any other human beings on earth. So like it's always respect amongst me and my tightest circle. Like we don't call each other nigga per se. But
Black Lives Matter. Back to the question.
Black Lives Matter is like it's good for getting out awareness, but I don't think it was as effective as it could have been because all of the people involved in it were not united in cause. Well, united in purpose. You don't have to be united in cause. I could be for the advancement of a certain type of animal. You can be for the advancement of another type of animal, but we're both for the advancement of animals. The end game is to see animals flourish. We don't do that. We look at all these reasons to be different, separate, and apart. Everybody wants to be the Grand Poobah. Nobody wants to be, nobody wants to be like. It's a different atmosphere. I think that it was positive in the sense that it got out a lot of awareness, but probably just a little bit too narrow. Like it didn't include everybody. when it comes to when we're talking about all black. When you talk about, first of all, if you're going to say all Black Lives Matter, you should just say life matters, because as a white person or a Chinese person, the minute I hear Black Lives Matter, that doesn't include me, so I can't support you. This is the thinking. That's not how I feel. I'm just saying, I know if would you join an organization that says White Lives Matter?
No.
So maybe
No.
It's kind of like the NAACP still being called the NAACP. You know what that stands for? The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Right.
It's 2020. Word.
Right.
Just saying. Yeah, but that's my opinion.
Antoinette, what do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
I feel that they were successful in getting people riled up in the beginning, but I do think that there was a lot of pushback because of the fact that other people says, all lives matter, or white lives matter, and you start hearing all of this other stuff. And I guess for me, the question, and maybe I'm just missing it, what are they doing now?
Well, I think what happened was that probably because it got pushed back, it got resistance. I guess our group as a large group, like they felt like Mr. Funky felt, right? But I do understand they're saying that no other group of people were being hunted but us. So I think
it should have said Black Lives Matter too.
Right. Now, there you go. And so what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, for me to say something is truly successful or to see value in it, it has to be consistent and it has to still be standing.
Right.
Absolutely.
So now Black Lives mattered, but they don't matter anymore. What happened? You know what I'm saying? As the foundation, that whole foundation should have been built strong. And as Lady B just stated, if you got to switch it, Black Lives Matter too. We're not saying that your lives don't matter, but you're not the ones that's being massacred out here in the streets.
That's right.
Okay. So, I mean, when you start spinning it and say, listen, I can give you example after example. Like you said, the guy who went in that church and shot all those black people and they stop and get him some food to eat. You got a kid, they asked for ID. He reached in his car. They shooting him. He in the gas station. He going to get his wallet. You asked for it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they did to Philando Castillo.
My whole thing is Black lives do matter too. And that same group of individuals, like you said, a lot of times that's a problem with people in general for the most part. But I notice it more in the Black community. It's always trying to rip people apart and be better than. And it's a mindset. When we're all people and there's nobody better or worse than someone else, we all have different skills, different mindsets, and work. And when we come together, that's when things really flourish. Because I need your thoughts. I need your opinion. I need your skills. I need what you have. And there's so many people that have a defeated mindset. And that's the part of the problem too. You have to change the mindset of people and show them different than they want different. I mean, with me, I'm like a woman's advocate because I've been through so much in my life. And that's what made me write my book, All That Glitters, because everything is not what it seems. I don't look like what I've been through, and we all heard that. Amen. And we all have our own stories to tell.
Right.
But when I can tell you that I sit here today as a survivor of domestic violence, of a survivor of sexual abuse, like I said, being a teenage mother, overcoming that obstacle, and having a child that's adding value to society as a whole and educating our young people today on financial literacy because she understands the importance of teaching kids what she wasn't taught because I didn't know.
Right.
But going back to the point at hand, I just feel that Black lives do matter, and it would have been a great movement had it had the support that it needed, but it imploded. Okay, it didn't explode, it imploded because of the people and the individuals involved, because everybody wants to be the number one, take the number one spot, and don't want to take other people's opinions, because that movement should have been the movement that we hear of today.
Right.
That's my opinion.
That crab in the barrel thing is dangerous, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Sure is.
Yeah, so Lady B, our guest DJ happens to be DJ Hurricane. We have to actually bid farewell so he can go to the turntables right now, and we can stay on with our other brothers and sisters. But we have
Can
to
I
bid
put in
farewell.
any requests? Can I hear?
What you mean?
Hey,
Well,
Hurricane,
no
bro.
doubt.
I gotta hear.
I need that. Here comes the Lord. I need that. I need
I
got an
need to hear
attitude.
some lords. Number one.
I got an attitude.
If I could get some Furious 5, if I could get some Scorpio or some Freedom, I'd be good. If you can rock my sister up there with her gorgeous self in 2020, if we can have an attitude tonight, I would love that.
Well, I need to get both of them to come do Jay's hat at some point.
Oh, definitely.
I know that's right.
You know, I already got Rahiem. Rahiem came and ripped it, so I got to get them next.
That's Rahiem and all the ladies' dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to hear
Hey,
that.
Hurricane, I thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
get on the turntable, brother. Get the CDJs on the turntable, whatever you work with.
Yo, B, we don't do CDJs, baby. We hip hop.
Here we go, hip hop turntable.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So okay, question to the room. Question to the room. Let's get to some hip hop. Hip hop yesterday, today, tomorrow. What are y'all thinking about the culture of hip hop today, the state? How y'all feeling about, the kids handling it right now? What's y'all feeling about that right now? About hip hop.
Who's gonna go first?
Who you like? Antoinette, who you like? Who you like? What hip hop artist you like?
What hip hop artists I like? There's so many. Before there was a handful that we heard about. Now there's so many people, especially like with social media and stuff. It's like it's really hard to choose because I hear a lot of good material. Half of the names I don't even remember, to be 100% honest. But if I had to pick two young ladies, because I'm gonna go with the ladies, that I'm feeling, Lady Luck, and she's my cousin.
Okay.
So, and it's not because she's my cousin, because she has skills.
Okay.
Okay. So I got Lady Luck, and I have one young lady named Kion. I think she's dope.
Does your daughter spit?
No, she won't. She could, but she won't.
She got it? Did she have it though?
Yes, I believe so, but she just won't do it.
What about your son?
That's not what she wants to do.
No, my son says he can't write, but then all his friends tells me he's writing rhymes and he's in the studio, but he lies to me.
Yeah, listen, you'll hear about it. He'll have a big career, and you'll be like, you never even told me you could rap. He'll have it. You know what I mean? And he'll have these records because the great thing about it now, they don't need a record deal. They just push it from the bedroom.
No, they put out like 5 songs in 5 minutes.
Fruity Loops, right? And then they put out the song, boom, 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 and it's out. Mm-hmm. They got 100 million views.
But another thing about that, Charlie, that's a problem I have with it though, because I don't think they're paying attention. I think the fact that they can do it so fast, they just spitting out a bunch of nonsense. See, we didn't do that back in the day. We took this ish serious back in the day. Like Rahiem just said, down to our clothes. Mm-hmm. It was our lifestyle. I think this spoiled generation, and I'm gonna say it. That's right. I said it. Aunt B said it. The spoiled generation is getting on my last nerve because they just don't understand. First of all, they don't even understand the talent that they have within themselves because they're not digging for it. Mm-hmm. They're not working for it. They're just half-ass doing it. And that's the sad part because I do see the ability in a lot of these young cats, but they don't see it. You know what I'm saying? They don't see it. And mainly, and I know this is redundant when it comes to me, but a lot of them are afraid of their shine and afraid to tap into that inner thing. That's why they surround themselves with these 55 people posses going on stage with them, grabbing their little wee-wees, acting like they got something to do with the show when they really just hanging out with their boy who has the talent. I don't even know why the hell y'all up there. Let the brother shine and do what God gave him the gift to do. They don't see it in themselves. That's the problem that I have with it.
Yeah.
Mr. Funky?
What do you want to know, brother?
I want to know how you feel about
what do I think about hip hop
today?
That's hip hop.
Okay.
But all right, never mind. But okay, I'm going to take it from a positive perspective, man. Listen.
Okay.
There's some young talent that I know of that I've been following for a quick minute because there was a time when I was a real hardliner and I really had to broaden my horizon a little bit. And I have to thank my daughter, Layla Simone. Thank you for educating me on some of these young cats because I mean it's so much that you don't know how to pinpoint and go for what might be good. But there's a lot of, having said that, there's a lot of young people that are making good music, whether it's, you know, the trap style that they do now, or whether it's there's a lot of young cats that are doing traditional classic hip hop. There's a lot of people that's doing that. I mean, there's this one artist that I want to shout out. I don't know if y'all ever heard of her. Her name's Gifted Gab.
I never heard of her.
Female. She's from
Where's
Seattle.
she
She's in LA. She's in a group right now with Blimes. It's called Blimes and Gab or something like that. But they, you know, they had like I'm trying to remember. They got a lot of songs that's popping, but they up and coming and they're really, really good. But here's my thing. The state of hip hop music is alive and well, and it's making more money than anything, more money than we ever thought it would. It's making more money than like, the only thing is they have to put, because I heard one of y'all say something about you know, they're putting out 5 songs every 5 minutes or something like that.
I said they put out 5 songs in 5 minutes. Boom, 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 boom.
I agree with you 100%. But there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, because art is to be appreciated. Now, it's strange that 500, 600, 700 years later, or 3,000 years later, or 10,000 years later, after the Sphinx was built, people still go and marvel at it. It takes time to appreciate the Louvre. It takes time to appreciate a real work of art. But the simpler the art, the less time it takes to appreciate. So yeah, if you make, you know,
10
bad art,
songs,
yeah, you're gonna have to put out about 50, 60, 100 of them. Yeah, it's throw everything at the wall. That's why, you know, people don't really make albums. You know, it's like people are really just starting to get back to making albums. You had dudes that were just putting out 57 singles, and when one of them stick, they stick. And this is the kind of the formula for a lot of people. I have to sound exactly like this guy next to me. No, I can't have no difference. See, and I wouldn't say that my era was better. I would just say we were more original. We fought to be different. Whereas nowadays, everybody struggles to sound exactly like the person standing next to them.
That's so true.
And when you do that, you have 100 people all sounding like Drake. Right. White and black.
Right. You're right.
So
all sounding like Drake.
Can I pose the question? It's a great segue into me posing my question. And this right here is for the room.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking the room, what is the greatest hip hop record ever made?
Oh, that's not fair.
Chief Rocker,
no. Honestly, think about hold up. What's the greatest hip hop record ever made? Antoinette.
I have too many.
Antoinette.
I have too many. I'm thinking.
No, I want one. The greatest hip hop record ever made.
Bro. Nah, that's not even fair.
I think you all gonna agree. When I say it, I'm gonna say it last. I think you all agree.
You want to say it last?
RAHEIM, right? I'm gonna say what?
You said you're gonna go last?
I'm gonna go last. What would you say? What would you say, RAHEIM?
I don't have a response for that, because
either.
I don't rate the music that I really appreciate. Like I don't have one song that I appreciate more than others. The music that I appreciate it all. I don't have people ask me if I have a top 5 greatest MCs. Nah, I don't have a top 5 greatest MCs. I don't have a top 10 greatest MCs, because for me, if I appreciate you as an MC, I would never compare Busta Rhymes and
Kendrick Lamar,
Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, or like Busta Rhymes. For me, I want to hear him hype the party. I want to hear him spit party stuff.
You want him to be Busta.
Right, I want him to be Busta. He gonna get the crowd in. Jay, he's gonna tell stories. He's gonna tell stories about the street and stuff like that. So, but I could appreciate you know, both artists' paintings, as it were. You feel me? So at the end of the day, personally, I mean, now I do have an all-time favorite rap group. I do.
Okay, who is it?
My all-time favorite rap group is Public Enemy.
Got it.
Mine too.
Cool.
Good choice.
So okay, so
Not mine, but good choice.
Do you have an all-time favorite, Funky? I need to know that because we got to wrap up. I need to know that. Do you have one? Yes or no?
Favorite rap group. Run DMC, man.
Okay, Antoinette.
I have an all-time favorite rapper.
Okay, who? Rahiem. Cool. Okay, so B.
Yes.
B. Favorite rap song ever.
There is no way after playing hip hop for 39 years that I could come up with one song. That is crazy.
Okay, so I'm gonna
You asking unfair questions, Mac.
No, I'm gonna tell you. So you have a favorite rap group or rapper or raptress?
Well, we all know that Public Enemy is my favorite group because of the impact that they had on the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me
I
tell
got
you.
many groups that I love. I love all the groups that keep it real, like the Lords, you know what I mean? Like my Brand Nubians, like my Public Enemies. I like the realness. You know me, I'm a realist.
Right, you are. So I'm going to close. We're going to close out with this. I'm going to tell you what my absolute favorite single hip hop record, #1 ever, to not even be disputed, is The Message. And with that,
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say it.
And with that being said, I want to thank Antoinette. I want to thank Mr. Funky. I want to thank Rahiem. Listen, technical difficulty with my brother Lil Sean. We want to thank, we got to throw to our brother DJ Hurricane, Lady B. It's been a wonderful Behind the Rhymes. I thank you so very much for coming out. Hopefully y'all enjoyed us because I enjoyed y'all.
Yes, definitely.
Hugs and kisses. And everybody reach out to me on social media because I want to have y'all on my radio show. Everybody. I need y'all to get in contact with me on social media so y'all can come on the show. I love you all. DJ Hurricane's about to play all our requests.
That's